Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their upcoming books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about the new Star Wars TV shows, the new Star Wars movies that are currently in the works by Disney and LUCASFILM, and exactly how that's going to all pretty much interconnect with all of the upcoming Star Wars projects by Jon and Dave Filoni. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new universe between Jon and Dave, alright, is that they are actively hiring new creatives to come on board to handle the franchise in ways that fans would never even imagine, right? It's all about Jon and Dave really trying to do things that have never been done before, and that's exactly why, with all the upcoming shows and movies, Jon and Dave are picking and choosing who's going to come on board to not only help out with the franchise, but also hiring actors and actresses on who's going to play specific characters. In fact, it was Jon and Dave who actually chose the actors and or actresses of Ezra Bridger, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Sabine Wren, Hera Syndulla, and a whole lot of other characters joining the Mandoverse era. Now, on top of this, we already know that Disney CEO Bob Chapek, for the past 11 months, give or take, has really been trying to make a big difference in the Star Wars universe by allowing Jon and Dave to do whatever in the world that they want to do. And basically what Chapek recently had to say teases a lot of things about his future with Disney when it comes to Star Wars, Marvel, and just the Disney films overall. Now, with Disney CEO Bob Chapek allowing FAVREAU and Filoni to do many great things with the franchise, other creators are beginning to get hired by Disney to take care of Star Wars as well. However, it's noted that just recently Chapek took part in an interview where he began to tease his departure from Disney and everything related to the company, such as Marvel and Star Wars, etc. Chapek went on to state the following to the fans: "I know I have not been here long as your CEO and doing our best to do the best that we can with these franchises, but there comes a time when one must decide if they will still want to lead or not. People always ask me, do I intend to stay here until my contract ends with this company? That has been a rough road for sure to handle, I will admit that. But what I can say is that my seat here is not 100% concrete, and that I am looking at different opportunities to pursue right now, and we'll be making a big official announcement sometime in 2023 that many Disney followers may feel shocked and confused by what I am ready to reveal to all of those who have loved and or criticized Marvel, Star Wars, and our Disney movies." Now let me just stop here for a second. Now, this most likely does allude to what we talked about a couple of months ago of how Disney CEO Bob Chapek is looking to ending his contract prematurely. Of course, he wants to get out of here by 2024 and pretty much leave Disney. And I think a lot of it boils down to what's been going on with the Disney parks. We're not going to get into that 100%. But let's just say that Disney parks are not doing so hot right now, especially with the Star Wars Hotel, a Galactic Star Cruiser. And this is something that Chapek is just having such a stressful time over, based on how Disney created such a mishap with that hotel experience for the Star Wars universe. And they're losing a lot of revenue. I mean, this amount of money that they poured into that project is just astronomical. But moving beyond that, alright? A lot of this has to do, like I say, with the Disney parks, more so than the franchises out there like Marvel and Star Wars, etc. So, basically Chapek is indirectly teasing that he is getting ready to leave, that he is preparing to look at other opportunities to take, most likely a different, either, maybe even parks or production companies, who knows. But, on top of that, alright, this is where things begin to actually, get a little bit more advanced, where the rubber meets the road, is that Chapek is taking action now. He's basically trying to build things up in a big way for both Marvel and Star Wars. Basically allowing Jon and Dave to do whatever they want, and he's also telling Kevin Feige to do things differently with the Marvel Cinematic Universe that's going to make fans happy. I think a lot of that has to do with, Wolverine and Deadpool 3 and, all of that great stuff, So anyways, moving past this, alright, he goes on to say the following. Life is all about change, and sometimes change means taking a new opportunity at a different place. That's probably one of the biggest hints right there. That could inspire the world in different ways that people would have never imagined possible. That's my answer right now to everyone's question about where I'm at right now, and hoping you tune in next year for what I have to say as well. It has been a ride working on Star Wars, Marvel, and others, and let's just say I'm focused on leaving great things behind that are in the works right now by both sides of the fans of each franchise. So again, I think that's another big tease and or hint that he's going to get ready to leave Lucasfilm, or should I say Disney, that has been in control of Lucasfilm now for a while. But given that Disney now is really struggling with the parks, alright, to an extent, I wouldn't say it's super severe, but they are struggling, they're not meeting the numbers that they want, and this, I think, is most definitely the biggest hint that we have gotten so far based on the leaks that we've been talking about of how Chapek wants out by 2024. The biggest thing that hits me here is what he says at the very end where he's like, it has been a ride working on Star Wars and Marvel, and how leaving great things behind are a must and in the works right now for both sides of the fandom. Now, given that Chapek wants to create his own legacy, and we talked about this too, he wants to leave behind a great legacy for himself on his imprint on Star Wars and Marvel, and then he wants to leave. And I think what he wants to do is that he wants to outperform Bob Iger. Now you guys may recall that when they were switching places, when Bob Iger was going out and Chapek was coming in, they had a very awkward transition. It was said to be a very awkward transition, very competitive. They don't really like each other. They have a lot of differences personally and financially or business-wise, professionally, so to speak. And it was just apparently a very awkward transition. That's what a lot of people close to them said. Now, Chapek obviously wants to outperform Bob Iger because, let's face it, Bob Iger did not handle Star Wars well with the sequels. Everything was played safe, and now that Chapek is on board, he is allowing FAVREAU and FILONI to do the things that fans have been asking for multiple years at this point. So it is an interesting thing of what Chapek is about to do. So on top of this, I think that at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that are coming out of this as well. Chapek is trying to really kind of tease things to people that he is set and ready to leave, that a new Disney CEO will take over in 2024 before his contract ends. And meanwhile, guys, by the way, Chapek was supposed to be done next year, but he extended it because nobody else wanted the job at the time, and that tends to happen a lot. But anyways, on top of all of this, guys, let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.